Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Always exciting.
This time, we're cracking open Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Oh, yeah. I've heard good things.
Have you ever noticed that some people just seem to attract wealth,
Yeah, it's like it's easy for them.
while others really struggle even when they think they're making good financial choices?
Right. Like, what's the difference?
Eker thinks it's all about your mind files.
Mind files.
Yeah, basically, it's those super deep beliefs and habits we have about money.
Huh. Interesting.
And he thinks those beliefs and habits actually shape our financial reality.
So, like, our thoughts about money impact how much money we actually have.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of freaky how often we make money decisions without even thinking.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We think we're being all logical, but actually we're just on autopilot.
Just run it on those mind files, huh?
Exactly.
Makes you wonder what's in those files.
Right. Like when you buy something you know you shouldn't.
Oh, you're going to call me out?
Like that designer purse that's on sale.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
You know you're in debt, but that little voice is like, it's such a steal.
And it matches my shoes perfectly.
Exactly.
Ugh, I hate that voice.
But then you feel so proud of yourself for getting a bargain.
It's the worst.
That's totally those mind files doing their thing.
So Eker's saying rich people just have different mind files than the rest of us.
Pretty much, yeah. He's not trying to judge anyone or anything.
I mean, everyone's situation is different.
Totally, but it's about seeing how different mindsets lead to different outcomes.
Okay, I could see that.
It's like we all have this mental filing cabinet.
In our heads.
Yeah, and every belief about money gets its own little file.
So like one file could be, money is scarce.
And another one could be, I deserve to be wealthy.
Right.
And those files, they get created by our experiences.
Everything we've seen and heard about money, I guess.
Yep. Our upbringing, the messages we get about money from our families.
You know, come to think of it, my parents always stressed about money.
Well, there you go.
That probably created some interesting files in my cabinet.
See, you're already starting to become more aware.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the first step to actually changing your financial reality.
So we got to figure out what's in our files before we can change them.
Exactly. It's like trying to tidy up a messy closet in the dark.
You're just going to bump into stuff.
You'll never actually get it organized.
Good point.
Now, Eker's not saying all rich people think the same way.
And not all people who are struggling have the same mindset.
Right. It's more nuanced than that.
He's just offering a framework for understanding.
To help us see the mental patterns that usually lead to wealth and the ones that don't.
So it's not about stereotypes or anything?
Not at all. It's more like a lens.
A lens to look at our own beliefs.
And to see how those beliefs are shaping our relationship with money.
I like that. A lens.
Yeah, and one of the biggest differences Eker talks about,
Between those who are financially thriving and those who are struggling.
yeah, is how they think about creating wealth.
Interesting. So how do rich people approach that?
Well, it all boils down to this. Rich people tend to believe, I create my own life.
Like they're in the driver's seat.
Exactly. They see themselves as the architects of their financial destiny.
So they don't just let life happen to them?
Nope. They take control. They make things happen.
What about people who struggle financially? What do they think?
Well, they often have a more passive mindset.
Like life happens to me sort of thing.
Exactly. They feel like their finances are controlled by outside forces.
So they feel like they don't have much control.
Right. And that can be a really disempowering belief.
Makes sense.
Because if you don't believe you can create wealth, why would you even try?
Yeah, why bother taking risks or learning new skills?
It's like they're stuck in a victim mentality when it comes to money.
Like they're just along for the ride with no control over where they end up.
But here's the thing. We all have the power to change our financial destinies.
Really.
It starts by understanding our beliefs about money.
And realizing how they're influencing our choices.
Exactly. And that's where Eker's book comes in.
It gives us a framework to understand these wealth files.
And to choose to adopt beliefs that support abundance.
So it's not about blaming ourselves for past mistakes.
Nope, it's about empowerment, about creating a different future.
By changing our mindset.
By rewriting those mind files.
That's a really powerful message.
It really highlights how our thoughts and beliefs can actually shape our financial reality.
Absolutely. And the good news is we have the power to change those thoughts.
So what can our listeners do to start shifting those limiting beliefs?
Well, first, you got to become aware of them. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself about money.
So, like, if you catch yourself thinking, I could never afford that,
Or rich people are just lucky.
then stop and question those thoughts.
Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just a limiting belief that's holding me back?
So don't just accept those negative thoughts as facts.
Exactly. Challenge them. Dig a little deeper.
And then start replacing those limiting beliefs with more empowering ones.
Well, like affirmations.
Exactly. Start repeating phrases like, I am capable of creating wealth, or I am open to financial abundance.
Might sound kind of cheesy.
Maybe, but the key is consistency.
Like creating a new file in our mental cabinet and filling it with positive thoughts.
I love that analogy.
It's about rewiring our brains to think about money in a new way.
And when our mindset shifts, our behavior will follow.
We'll start taking more risks, investing in our education, exploring new income streams.
Because when we believe we're capable of creating wealth,
We'll naturally start taking the actions to make it happen.
it's about aligning our actions with our beliefs.
I'm really starting to see how this all connects.
It all begins with that internal shift, that decision to rewrite our mind files.
And to adopt the mindset of someone who believes in their ability to create abundance.
And remember, it's not about being greedy or obsessed with money,
No, it's about having a healthy relationship with wealth.
and recognizing our own potential to create it.
This is so insightful. I never really thought about wealth this way
You
before.
know, it's really fascinating stuff.
What other examples from the book do you share?
Well, another big difference is how rich people view problems and challenges.
Okay, let's dive into that.
I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
All right, so imagine this. You're faced with a problem.
Uh-oh.
What's your first reaction? Do I panic? Do I get stressed out?
Maybe a little?
Probably a lot, let's be honest.
Okay, true.
Right.
But someone with that rich mindset,
They're a little different,
they see problems as opportunities.
really, as opportunity.
Yep, they're like, how can I solve this? What can I learn from this?
So they don't get discouraged and give up.
Nope, they use it as fuel to move forward.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. It's like that whole what doesn't kill you makes you stronger thing.
Makes sense. They're not letting setbacks stop them.
They're like, bring it on. I can handle it.
So it's not just about being positive. It's about being proactive.
Exactly. They don't just wish things were different.
They actually go out and make them different.
They take action. They ask for help. They learn new skills.
They're constantly trying to improve themselves and their situation.
It's like that whole stereotype of rich people being born with a silver spoon.
Yeah, like they just got lucky.
This really challenges that idea.
It's not just about luck. It's about hard work and resilience.
And a willingness to persevere through challenges.
Yeah. Privilege might play a role sometimes.
Sure, but it's not the whole story.
A lot of successful people have overcome some serious obstacles.
And that's a really empowering message for everyone listening.
No matter what your financial situation is right now.
You have the power to change your mindset and create a more abundant future.
Wow, that's powerful.
It's about realizing that your thoughts and beliefs really do shape your reality.
So if we want to change our financial outcomes, we got to start with our internal dialogue.
Exactly. It all comes back to those mind files.
By understanding them and choosing to adopt more empowering beliefs.
We can actually start to create a new financial reality.
So it's about taking ownership of our financial lives.
And believing in our ability to create the future we want.
I'm starting to see how this all fits together.
It's all connected: mindset, beliefs, actions.
It all starts in our heads.
This is so cool. What other wealth files differentiate rich people?
Oh, there's so many good ones.
Give me another one.
Okay, well, one that's super relevant today
What is it?
is how rich people view education and learning.
They probably value it a lot.
They do. They're like lifelong learners, always soaking up new knowledge and skills.
So it's not just about getting a degree and then stopping.
No, it's an ongoing thing, a commitment to personal and professional development.
They're always trying to learn and grow and stay ahead of the curve.
Precisely, they understand that knowledge is power,
The more you know, the more opportunities you'll have.
and the more wealth you can create.
It's like they're building a toolbox.
A toolbox full of strategies for success.
I like that. And they're not afraid to invest in their education.
Books, courses, mentors, conferences, you name it.
They're always looking for ways to learn and improve.
And it's not just about finance either.
Oh yeah, they're interested in all sorts of things.
History, philosophy, art, science, you name it.
They want to be well-rounded individuals.
They know that a broad education helps them connect with people from all walks of life.
So it's not just about being good with money, it's about being a well-informed person.
Exactly. They see learning as an investment in themselves.
Not just a means to an end.
They genuinely love to learn.
And that love of learning often leads to a willingness to experiment and take risks.
Oh, they're not afraid of making mistakes.
They're more likely to try new things, even if it means stepping outside their comfort zone.
They get that failure is part of the process.
And that it's often through those mistakes that we learn the most valuable lessons.
It's like every experience Whether positive or negative is a chance to learn and grow.
That's such a great way to look at it.
And that growth mindset is crucial for anyone who wants to be successful.
So instead of seeing setbacks as failures, they see them as valuable feedback.
It's information they can use to make better decisions in the future.
Like they're running a series of experiments.
Always testing and refining their methods until they find what works.
And that experimental mindset keeps them ahead of the game.
Allows them to adapt to the constantly changing world.
So it's not about having all the answers.
It's about being willing to ask questions and explore different options.
And to constantly learn and evolve.
That openness to new ideas is what fuels their growth.
This is really making me rethink my whole approach to life.
It's not just about finances.
It's about personal growth, intellectual curiosity, and a willingness to embrace challenges.
It's about creating a life that's both fulfilling and successful.
This conversation has been incredible. We've just scratched the surface of these wealth files.
There's so much more to explore.
But before we wrap up, I want to hear your thoughts on one more file.
Oh, there's one more.
One that seems to separate the truly wealthy from everyone else.
I'm all ears, lay it on me.
What final insight should our listeners take away from this deep dive?
You know, one of the most powerful files that really sets the super wealthy apart is how they think about giving back.
Okay, yeah, making a difference and all that.
Yeah, but it's more than that. They see it as part of their wealth strategy.
So it's not just like an afterthought, like, oh, I made a bunch of money, now I should donate some.
No, it's like built into their whole philosophy.
But like they understand that giving actually leads to receiving.
The more you give, the more you get back.
I've heard that before.
It's a universal principle.
Makes sense. And their generosity goes beyond just writing checks.
Oh, absolutely. They're actively involved in their communities. They support causes they care about.
So they're just throwing money at problems. They're actually trying to make a difference.
Exactly. They might volunteer their time. They might mentor young entrepreneurs. They might donate to charities.
It sounds like they get a lot of fulfillment from that.
They do. They find a lot of purpose in contributing to something bigger than themselves.
And that purpose probably adds to their overall happiness and well-being.
For sure. It's all connected.
This is so inspiring. It's like true wealth isn't just about the money itself.
It's about living a life of purpose and making a positive impact on the world.
And that's something we can all strive for.
Absolutely. No matter what our financial situation is right now.
Wow, this deep dive has been amazing.
It's really made me think differently about wealth and success.
Me too. It's not just about accumulating money. It's about cultivating a certain mindset.
A mindset that embraces challenges, values time, and prioritizes well-being.
And a mindset that's focused on giving back and making a difference.
Exactly. It's about creating a life that's truly fulfilling and abundant in every sense of the word.
We've covered so much today. I feel like we've just scratched the surface of these wealth files.
There's so much to learn from Eker's book.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay, what is it?
We've talked a lot about how rich people think, but what about one of the biggest beliefs that might be holding you back?
What do you mean?
What if you secretly believe that money is the root of all evil?
Oh, wow, that's a big one.
It is, and it can be so deeply ingrained that we don't even realize it's affecting us.
Like you might want wealth, but also feel guilty about it.
Exactly. It's like an internal battle.
On one hand, you want financial freedom, but on the other hand, you think money is bad.
And that conflict can create so much resistance to actually attracting wealth.
Yeah, it's like you're sabotaging yourself without even realizing it.
And here's the thing. Money itself is neutral. It's just a tool.
Like a hammer, you can use it to build something or to break something.
It all depends on the intention of the person using it.
So it's not money that's good or evil. It's how we use it.
Exactly. And if we approach money with fear or guilt, we're less likely to use it for good.
But if we see it as a force for positive change,
We can use it to fuel our dreams and make a difference in the world.
that's a powerful shift in perspective.
It is, and it can open up so many possibilities.
It allows us to pursue wealth without conflict and to use our abundance to create a better world.
This deep dive has given you a taste of the power of understanding your mind files.
There's so much more to explore.
To unlock their full potential, we encourage you to read Secrets of the Millionaire Mind
It's a journey of self-discovery that can transform your relationship with money.
and empower you to create a life of purpose and abundance.
Remember, building wealth starts with awareness.
Notice the mind files that are running in the background of your financial decisions.
Challenge the ones that hold you back and replace them with beliefs that support your journey to financial freedom.
You have the power to rewrite your mind files and create a life of abundance.
Take that first step. Make that conscious choice.
And watch how your financial reality transforms.
Keep diving deep, everyone.
And remember, true wealth isn't about the money itself.
It's about the freedom and impact it can create in your life and in the lives of others.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.